Welcome to Senior Life Part. I'm Sarah. A single phone call changed everything for one grandmother in just 48 hours. Margaret Wilson thought she'd spend Thanksgiving alone in her messy Kansas home. Then, her daughter called. "Mom, we're coming home with the kids." Panic set in. 2 days to transform chaos into a warm family gathering place. But Margaret did something incredible. She used 10 simple daily habits that people with spotless homes swear by. These aren't just cleaning tricks, they're life changers. By the end, you'll see how these habits saved her Thanksgiving and could revolutionize your home too. If you're enjoying this story already, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Trust me, you'll want to catch every episode we share here on Senior Life Part. And give this video a thumbs up if you believe every grandmother deserves a clean, welcoming home. Let me tell you about Margaret Wilson, a 64-year-old widow living in her beloved 2-story home in Lawrence, Kansas. After her husband passed, keeping the house felt overwhelming. Every room held precious memories, but also gathered dust, clutter, and neglect. This year, she'd accepted spending Thanksgiving completely alone. Her daughter Lisa had called to explain she'd be celebrating with her in-laws in Colorado. Margaret tried to sound understanding, but her heart broke a little more. She sat by her kitchen window, watching November leaves pile up in the yard, feeling the weight of loneliness settle deeper. Then, everything changed. 2 days before Thanksgiving, her phone buzzed with a text. "Mom, we changed our plans. Dad said it's wrong leaving you alone. We're driving to Kansas tonight. Can't wait to see you." Joy exploded in her chest, followed immediately by pure terror. The house was a disaster. Dishes overflowed the sink, clothes draped every chair, trash bags sat forgotten in corners, and the bathrooms, well, they need serious attention. She had exactly 48 hours before Lisa arrived with her husband and 2 energetic grandchildren. This wasn't just about cleaning anymore. This was about pride, dignity, and creating a space worthy of family love. Margaret turned to 10 powerful habits, simple practices that people with spotless homes use every single day. In her desperate race against time, these habits became her salvation. Before we dive into Margaret's incredible transformation, make sure you've subscribed to Senior Life Part. We're building a community of people who believe it's never too late to improve our lives. Hit that like button if you're ready to learn these game-changing habits. Habit 1. Clear the kitchen sink immediately. Margaret's kitchen sink told a story of neglect. Dirty plates towered dangerously high, crusty pots soaked in cold, greasy water, and the smell, it made her stomach turn. Living alone, she'd fallen into terrible patterns. "I'll wash them tomorrow," became her daily excuse. But standing there, imagining her 6-year-old grandson asking, "Grandma, why is your kitchen so yucky?" that thought nearly broke her. The sink wasn't just full of dishes. It was full of shame, sadness, and surrender to loneliness. Margaret took a deep breath and made a decision that changed everything. She cleared every single dish, not just washing them, but putting them away properly. The dishwasher hummed to life, and with each clean plate that found its home in the cabinet, she felt lighter. The magic happened when she established a new rule: never leave dirty dishes overnight. Ever. This one habit, cleaning as you go, prevents the overwhelming pileup that makes kitchens feel impossible to manage. People with consistently clean homes follow this religiously. They wash their coffee cup immediately after using it. They clean cooking utensils while food cooks. They load the dishwasher throughout the day instead of letting chaos build. For Margaret, this became more than cleaning. It became self-respect. When Lisa's family walked into that spotless kitchen 2 days later, Margaret felt proud instead of ashamed. The clean sink reflected her renewed sense of control. Habit 2. Handle laundry the same day. Walking into her living room, Margaret stopped dead in her tracks. Her reading chair had disappeared under mountains of clean but unfolded laundry. Towels draped the armrest, nightgowns created a fabric mountain on the seat, and socks scattered across the floor like confetti. She remembered Lisa once joking, "Mom, you've turned the living room into a giant dresser drawer." That comment stung now, echoing in her mind as she imagined her family trying to find a place to sit. The problem wasn't washing clothes. Her machine worked perfectly. The problem was the follow-through. Clean clothes sat damp in the washer for days, wrinkled beyond repair. Dry clothes lived in baskets for weeks, never making it to closets and drawers. Margaret realized this habit destroys homes gradually. Clothes migrate from their proper places to every surface: chairs, beds, countertops, floors. Soon, your living spaces become temporary storage areas instead of comfortable gathering spots. She attacked the problem systematically. First, she gathered every displaced item, sorting into 3 piles: needs washing, needs folding, needs putting away. The washing machine ran constantly for 2 days, but Margaret stayed on top of every load. Her new system became bulletproof. Wash, dry, fold, and put away within 24 hours. No exceptions. No, I'll do it tomorrow. This habit transformed her living spaces from cluttered chaos to peaceful, functional rooms where her family could actually relax. When you handle laundry the same day, your home stays ready for unexpected visitors. Your furniture serves its intended purpose instead of becoming storage. Your bedroom feels restful instead of overwhelming. Most importantly, you feel in control instead of constantly behind. Habit 3. Empty trash before it becomes a problem. Margaret's hallway looked like an obstacle course. Plastic bags crumpled near the phone table, old mail scattered across surfaces, empty boxes claimed corners like squatters. These items seemed harmless individually, but together they transformed her home into a maze of clutter. She developed dangerous habits during her lonely years, keeping empty boxes just in case, letting mail pile up because I'll sort it later, allowing small trash items to accumulate because it's not hurting anyone. But imagining her grandchildren racing through these hallways, she saw the danger. Trip hazards everywhere, sharp edges hidden behind cardboard. The house that should protect and welcome them had become an obstacle course. Margaret grabbed heavy-duty trash bags and toured every room with fresh eyes. She wasn't just removing garbage, she was removing barriers to joy. Old newspapers that would never be read again, empty containers with no future purpose, broken items she'd promised herself she'd fix someday. The transformation was immediate. Clear pathways appeared. Rooms felt larger, brighter, more breathable. The physical act of removing clutter created mental space for happiness to return. People with consistently clean homes practice this habit religiously. They remove items before they become problems. They don't keep broken things out of guilt. They don't save packaging just in case. They create homes with clear paths and peaceful spaces. For Margaret, emptying trash became symbolic. She wasn't just clearing physical clutter, she was clearing emotional clutter, making room for new memories instead of drowning in old, broken ones. Habit 4. Make your bed with intention. Margaret's bedroom held the heaviest memories. The king-size bed where she'd shared 35 years with her husband now stretched empty, sheets twisted and pillows askew. Since his passing, making the bed felt pointless. It's just me, why bother? But standing in that doorway, she pictured her grandchildren bouncing on those wrinkled sheets, asking for bedtime stories. The image filled her with shame.
How could she welcome those precious children into such neglect? She remembered her husband's morning ritual. He'd open the curtains first, letting natural light flood the room. Then he'd crack the window, allowing fresh air to chase away staleness. Only then would he straighten the bed, saying, "Fresh air makes fresh starts." His wisdom echoed in her heart as she followed his example. Curtains wide open, window cracked, sunlight streaming across hardwood floors. The room immediately felt more alive, more hopeful. Making the bed became meditation, not chore. Smoothing each wrinkle, plumping every pillow, tucking corners with care. This wasn't about impressing visitors. It was about honoring herself and the space that sheltered her dreams. People with consistently clean homes understand this truth. Making your bed sets the tone for everything else. It's the first victory of the day, proof that you can create order from chaos. It makes your bedroom feel like a sanctuary instead of a hiding place. When Lisa's family arrived and the children ran into Margaret's bedroom for hugs, they found a space ready to welcome them. The perfectly made bed became a gathering place for stories, laughter, and reconnection. Habit 5. Keep floors safe and clean. Margaret shuffled into her kitchen and winced at the sound under her slippers. Breadcrumbs crunched with every step. Rice grains scattered like tiny landmines. Cat hair formed tumbleweeds in every corner, and sticky spots grabbed at her feet. Living alone, she'd stopped noticing floor cleanliness. "I'll sweep this weekend," became her constant refrain. But weekends came and went without action. The mess accumulated gradually until walking became treacherous. The wake-up call came when she imagined her 8-year-old granddaughter racing through this kitchen in sock feet. One slippery spot could send a child tumbling. One scattered grain could cause a nasty fall. The floors that should provide safe foundation had become hazards. Margaret's husband used to sweep every evening before bed. "Clean floors means safe steps for everyone," he'd say. That wisdom guided her now as she grabbed the broom and attacked every room. The difference was incredible. Without debris underfoot, walking felt secure again. The visual transformation was equally powerful. Rooms looked bigger, brighter, more welcoming when floors were properly maintained. She established a new system: address spills immediately, sweep high-traffic areas daily, and run the vacuum robot weekly. These small actions prevented the overwhelming buildup that made floor care seem impossible. People with consistently clean homes treat floors as foundations, literally and figuratively. Clean floors make every other cleaning task easier. They provide safe surfaces for children to play, adults to walk confidently, and everyone to feel comfortable going barefoot. When Margaret's family arrived, her grandchildren immediately kicked off their shoes and ran around in socks, laughing and sliding safely on clean hardwood floors. That simple joy was only possible because she'd prioritized their safety and comfort. Habit 6. Reset your space each evening. That first evening of her 48-hour challenge, Margaret collapsed onto her living room sofa, exhausted from the day's cleaning marathon. But as she glanced around, her heart sank. The room already looked chaotic again. Magazines sprawled across the coffee table, her sewing basket gaped open with supplies scattered, a sweater draped the armchair, reading glasses perched on random surfaces. The progress she'd made during the day seemed to be vanishing before her eyes. In her younger days, this room buzzed with family life. Children's homework covered the table, but everything had its place when bedtime arrived. Her husband would walk through each evening, gathering displaced items and returning them home. "Tomorrow is easier when today ends tidy," he'd always said. Those words echoed now as Margaret forced herself up from the comfortable couch. She grabbed a basket and toured the room like a detective, collecting evidence of the day's activities.
Each item went back where it belonged. Magazines to the rack, sewing supplies to their proper basket, sweater to the closet, glasses to the bedroom nightstand. The transformation took only minutes, but the impact was profound. The room breathed again. Walking paths were clear, surfaces were ready for tomorrow's activities instead of cluttered with yesterday's remnants. People with consistently clean homes practice this evening reset religiously. They don't go to bed leaving chaos for morning. They invest a few minutes each night to ensure tomorrow starts with order instead of overwhelm. This habit proved crucial for Margaret's 48-hour challenge. Each morning, she woke to tidy spaces, ready for the day's tasks, instead of yesterday's messes demanding attention first. Habit 7. Maintain bathroom cleanliness daily. The next morning, Margaret stepped into her main bathrooms and gasped. The mirror was clouded with old steam and soap residue. Yellow stains ringed the sink. The whole space felt dim, dingy, unwelcoming. She caught her reflection in that grimy mirror, a tired, discouraged face hidden behind layers of neglect. Her heart tightened as she imagined Lisa using this bathroom. Would her daughter think she'd given up on herself completely? Her husband used to clean the bathroom mirror every morning without fail. "A clean mirror helps you see yourself clearly," he'd exclaim. Standing there now, Margaret wondered how long it had been since she'd truly seen herself clearly, physically or emotionally. She retrieved cleaning supplies from under the sink, microfiber cloths and vinegar solution forgotten for months. Starting with the mirror, she wiped away each streak and stain. Her reflection emerged slowly, clearer with every swipe. The transformation was remarkable. Clean mirrors reflected more light, making the entire bathroom brighter. The sparkling sink invited use instead of creating disgust. Fresh-smelling surfaces made the space pleasant rather than something to endure quickly. Margaret established a simple maintenance system. Keep cleaning cloths in each bathroom for quick daily touch-ups. Wipe the mirror after every use. Address stains immediately before they become permanent. These tiny daily investments prevented major cleaning marathons. People with consistently clean homes understand that bathrooms require daily attention. These spaces see heavy use and high humidity, making them magnets for soap scum, water spots, and unpleasant odors. Daily maintenance prevents overwhelming buildup. When Lisa's family arrived, they found bathrooms that sparkled with cleanliness and smelled fresh and inviting. The message was clear. This is a home that cares about its residents' comfort and dignity. Habit 8. Keep kitchen surfaces ready for cooking. By noon of her second day, Margaret returned to the kitchen feeling proud of her progress. The dishes were clean, floors were safe, but something still bothered her. The countertops told a different story. Oil splatters decorated surfaces around the stove. Coffee rings marked the areas near the pot. Sticky residue covered cabinet handles from months of cooking without proper cleaning. The sink rim bore yellow mineral deposits that made the whole area look neglected. She touched one surface lightly and felt the tacky residue stick to her finger. Shame washed over her as she imagined Lisa trying to prepare Thanksgiving side dishes on these contaminated surfaces. No mother should have to clean someone else's kitchen before cooking for the family. Margaret remembered Thanksgiving preparations from years past. Her husband would clean every surface after each cooking step, saying, "Clean counters make better food." The kitchen stayed functional throughout the day because cleanup happened continuously, not in overwhelming waves. Armed with fresh cleaning cloths and degreasing spray, she attacked every surface systematically. Countertops, cabinet fronts, appliance exteriors, sink fixtures, nothing escaped attention. The sticky film came away in layers, revealing clean surfaces underneath. The kitchen was transformed. bright, clean counters invited food preparation instead of creating revulsion. The fresh scent replaced stale cooking odors. Every surface was ready for Thanksgiving cooking instead of requiring deep cleaning first. She instituted a new rule: clean while cooking, not after everything is finished. Wipe spills immediately. Clean equipment between uses. Address greasy areas before they become permanent stains. This approach keeps kitchens functional instead of overwhelming. People with consistently clean homes treat kitchen maintenance as cooking preparation. They understand that clean surfaces are essential for food safety and cooking enjoyment. Daily attention prevents the buildup that make kitchen use unpleasant.
Habit 9. Stock essential supplies before they run out. Late that afternoon, Margaret checked the guest bathroom and her stomach dropped. One roll of toilet paper remained, nearly empty. The mental image of Lisa or the children discovering an empty bathroom mid-visit made her cheeks burn with embarrassment. Living alone, she'd grown careless about supplies. When something ran low, she'd simply grab more from storage. No planning required, no consideration for guests. But with family arriving, every oversight could become an uncomfortable moment. She imagined her youngest grandson knocking frantically on doors, announcing loudly that the bathroom was out of paper. The humiliation would be unbearable, but more importantly, her family would feel unwelcome in a home that wasn't prepared for their visit. Margaret toured every bathroom, every drawer, every storage area, taking inventory of essential supplies, not just toilet paper, but hand soap, tissues, towels, cleaning supplies. She made lists and organized supplies so everything was not only available, but easily found. In each bathroom, she placed extra rolls where guests could easily reach them. Fresh hand towels appeared on every rack. Tissue boxes found homes near every sink. The message was clear: this home is prepared and ready for your comfort. This habit extends beyond toiletries to every area of home management. People with consistently clean homes anticipate needs before they become problems. They stock cleaning supplies before running out. They replace burnt light bulbs immediately. They prepare for guests even when none are expected. The psychological impact was as important as the practical benefits. Margaret felt competent again, thoughtful again, capable of caring for others' needs. These small preparations restored her confidence as a hostess and homemaker. Habit 10. Address pet care and household odors. In the kitchen corner sat Whisker's litter box, emanating an odor that had gradually become invisible to Margaret's nose. Living alone, she'd grown accustomed to many household smells: cooking odors that lingered, musty corners that needed attention, the general staleness of a house without regular fresh air circulation. But imagining Lisa's family walking into these trapped odors horrified her. First impressions matter, and smell creates powerful emotional responses. If her home smelled unpleasant, would her family want to spend time there? Would they make excuses to leave early? She remembered hosting Lisa's boyfriend for dinner years ago. Her husband had quietly refreshed the cat's litter, opened windows throughout the house, and simmered cinnamon sticks on the stove. "Homes should smell like welcome," he'd said. Margaret attacked the odor problem systematically. Fresh litter for Whiskers, vacuum cleaning to remove pet hair and trapped odors from carpets and furniture. She opened every window despite November's chill, letting stale air escape and fresh air circulate. Then she created pleasant scents naturally. A pot of water simmered on the stove with lemon slices, cinnamon sticks, and vanilla extract. The gentle fragrance spread throughout the house, replacing staleness with warmth and invitation. The transformation was dramatic.
Instead of holding her breath in certain rooms, Margaret found herself breathing deeply and feeling genuinely comfortable in her own space. The house smelled like a home again, not just the place where someone existed. People with consistently clean homes understand that odor management is as important as visual cleanliness. They address pet odors immediately, they maintain fresh air circulation, and they create pleasant scents that make spaces inviting rather than endurable. This habit proved crucial for Margaret's family reunion. When Lisa opened the front door, she was greeted by the warm scent of cinnamon and lemon instead of the stale, pet-influenced odors that had accumulated during months of isolation. The transformation complete. After 48 intense hours, Margaret stood in her living room and looked around with wonder. The transformation seemed impossible. Sparkling floors reflected afternoon sunlight, clean surfaces invited touch instead of creating revulsion, fresh scents replaced staleness. Every room was ready to welcome family instead of hiding from them. The sound of car doors slamming in the driveway sent her heart racing. She smoothed her clean apron and walked to the front door with confidence instead of shame. When Lisa rushed in for a tight hug, Margaret felt proud instead of apologetic. Behind Lisa, two excited grandchildren burst through the door, immediately exclaiming about how good everything smelled, how pretty the house looked, how happy they were to be there. Their genuine delight brought tears to Margaret's eyes, tears of joy instead of the bitter loneliness that had dominated recent months. That Thanksgiving dinner was simpler than elaborate celebrations from years past. The turkey was modest, the side dishes were basic family favorites, but the atmosphere glowed with warmth and connection. Lisa whispered, "Mom, I'm so glad we decided to come home. This house feels like my childhood again." Margaret smiled through happy tears, understanding finally that the 48 hours of intensive cleaning had been about much more than appearance. Every habit, washing dishes, handling laundry, clearing clutter, making beds, maintaining floors, resetting spaces, cleaning bathrooms, preparing surfaces, stocking supplies, and addressing odors, had been about creating space for love to return. As evening fell and the family gathered around the fireplace, Margaret felt her heart had been cleaned along with her house. Less sorrow, less resignation, more room for gratitude and connection. She whispered to herself, "I did it. I still have the strength to keep this home alive and welcoming." The lasting impact. These 10 habits saved Margaret's Thanksgiving, but more importantly, they restored her sense of capability and self-respect. She realized that maintaining a clean home isn't about perfection. It's about creating space for life's unexpected joys and keeping your sanctuary ready for whatever blessings might arrive. Each habit builds on the others, creating a system that maintains itself instead of requiring overwhelming periodic marathons. When you wash dishes immediately, handle laundry the same day, clear clutter regularly, reset spaces nightly, and maintain cleanliness daily, your home stays consistently welcoming instead of cycling between chaos and temporary order. The real magic happens in your mindset. Instead of feeling constantly behind, you feel constantly ready. Instead of apologizing for your space, you feel proud to welcome others. Instead of cleaning being a burden, it becomes an act of self-care and preparation for joy. Margaret's story proves that it's never too late to transform your living space, and through it, transform your relationship with yourself and your capacity to welcome others. These 10 habits are available to anyone, regardless of age, situation, or past neglect. Your home is more than a place to exist. It's your foundation for everything else. When that foundation is clean, organized, and welcoming, everything else becomes easier. You're ready for unexpected visitors, spontaneous gatherings, and the countless small moments that make life meaningful. Remember to subscribe to Senior Life Part if this story inspired you. Share it with someone who might need encouragement that transformation is always possible. Like this video if you believe every person deserves to feel proud of their home. And comment below. Tell me which of these 10 habits will you start with? I'd love to hear from our community about your own home transformation journeys. Until next time, remember that cleaning isn't just about tidiness. It's about creating space for life's beautiful surprises. Thanks for joining me on Senior Life Part, where we believe it's never too late to live your best life.